My name is Kaishan Kong. I'm Assistant Professor of Chinese in the Languages Department, and the course we're talking about is FLG 150, Foreign Civilization and Culture with a focus on China. The objective of the course is to introduce students to introductory level and a variety of topics about Chinese society and culture, and we hope to develop students' knowledge, cultural knowledge about China as a nation, as a culture, and the people there. We also help nurture students intercultural communication skills and how they approach culture and stimulate their curiosity to know about the world. And to achieve these goals, this course adopts a variety of class activities, including group discussion, hands-on experiment, interaction with native speakers from China, international students from China, looking at pictures and videos, and so on. So the class you filmed included 3 activities. So the topic of that week's class is Chinese cultural values. There were 3 major activities. The first one was called Discovering Culture 3P. So the 3P stands for products, practices, and perspectives. So in this activity, I wanted students to walk around to examine a variety of cultural artifacts I collected from China and other countries. I wanted my students to examine the artifact and activate their prior knowledge to talk about with partners, to talk about what it is, how people use this artifact, and why, perspectives. So the products, practices, and perspectives really can help someone become more curious to discover deeper knowledge about culture. And the second activity was called Gifting Culture in China. I put up a variety of Chinese gifts pictures in the classroom. Again, students walked around with their partners to think about, if I were traveling to China, what gifts would be culturally appropriate and what gifts would be inappropriate or taboo gifts to give in Chinese culture. So this activity again requires students to activate what they have learned in this class and also in other classes, or maybe from talking with native speakers. And they will need to also relate to their own culture. When I finally told them, oh, these gifts are actually not as appropriate as you think, they would need to think about, compare and contrast with their own culture and say, oh, will it be the same case in my own culture? And the last activity was a collaboration between this class and my colleagues and students in the intensive English program. So every week we wanted to create opportunities for our local students to talk with people from a target culture, learn something from them. And we also want to create an opportunity for international students, especially from Chinese background, to learn and get immersed in local community. So the last half an hour in this class, students, around 25 intensive English program students, international students, will be invited to our classroom, and I will throw out some questions for them to discuss, ask each other, and learn from each other. And I was very mindful not to objectify the international students, because I think there can be a learning opportunity beneficial to them as well. So the questions I threw out will give each cohort a chance to learn from each other. I want my students to learn that we need to be mindful in discovering culture and approaching culture. And culture can sound very abstract. At the same time, culture is prevalent in our everyday life. How we dress, how we talk, actually to some degree reflects the cultural background we come from. And I want students to not only focus on big C culture, which refers to literatures, architectures. They are great. I also want my students to be open-minded to look at small C culture, referring to our everyday practice, how we greet each other, what we carry, how we carry things, or what we carry as our accessories or something. So I want students to be more mindful, and even small conversation to ask someone and say, what do you have in your purse, or why do you wear this, can be a very interesting and starter for cultural conversation. This course also satisfies the liberal education K3 and R2, meaning we want students to take away not only superficial introductory knowledge, but also we want students to be able to develop critical thinking and be able to analyze how a system or a country can impact in the global scale. And I want students to know that there are many opportunities for them to create impactful learning experience and intercultural communication experience. Going abroad is wonderful, but at the same time, within our campus, be more brave and be more interested and curious to know local people. I mean, local people and international students and scholars. That would be a great way for them to have impactful learning.